Thank you. I'm live. Okay. Before we get into these topics, I'm going to make a little small note here regarding what's going on in the business world. And it's not part of the discussion today, but I'm going to say this anyhow. It looks like Facebook, or should I say Meta, the owner of Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp, they're laying off 10,000 employees. And looks like the tech world is going, well, I wouldn't say going away, but with the closures of the banks, and one of them I'm going to talk about in this live stream, looks like the tech world is, the bubble of the tech world is beginning to crumble a little bit and will soon burst. But this in, Meta has laid off 10,000 workers. And I don't know the extent of this, but 10,000 is a lot of employees. And they're going to close another 5,000 jobs, according to some sources. And they've had rounds of layoffs and job cuts in recent months. 13% of its staff, like a couple of months ago. So it's not looking good right now for Meta and the tech world. But that's a small note I wanted to make. With that, let's get on with this live stream. Now, today, I'm going to talk about Purolator. Now, as you know, Purolator Career, they've decided to order a couple of electric vehicles. In fact, that's the first news I've heard of a courier service ordering electrical vehicles. And they want to electrify their vehicle portfolio, I think. And eventually, at some point, I think Federal Express, FedEx, as they call it, and DHL, and some others like UPS, they'll electrify their vehicles. They'll follow suit. What Purolator's doing. Now, Purolator's a Canadian courier service. They've been around for many years. And all the trucks run, I think, either on propane fuel or regular gasoline. But I would say regular gasoline, but you heard it first. They're going to electrify their vehicles. So, yeah, eventually most businesses will follow suit. And eventually most courier service will follow suit. So I just wanted to begin with that. And now I'm going to let's get on to some other news here. I think Southern Bank. Now, I've heard Southern Bank. I think it's something else too. I'll just get to it. Just let me give me a moment here as I hold on a second. Okay, let me just get on to this secondary news here. Now, as you know, Southern Signature Bank, that's what it's called. Not Southern Bank, my mistake. Signature Bank is the, I would say, the third bank that's closed its doors. This is after Silicon Valley Bank and I think Southgate Bank have shut their doors. Now, Signature Bank is the third bank, third bank that has decided to shut their doors. So, yeah, you've seen a trickling effect of the bank, of these banks closing down and losing a lot of millions of dollars, billions of dollars in assets. it makes me wonder if all the banks across North America are protected. And yeah, it's not looking very good for the banks. Signature Bank, I think they're not in California. They're in other parts of the United States. They've decided to close their banks for sure. All their locations, and many of their customers have taken out a lot of the deposits. So that's the second story I'm going to discuss. Purolator is the first one. Now, let's head off and talk about Trill Burgers. Now, Trill Burgers is some sort of fast food restaurant that's eventually going to open its first brick and mortar store somewhere in Houston, Texas. Now, as you know Trill Burgers, founded by rap legend Bun B. As you know Bun B from, I think, PGK group with his co-host the late Pimp C. I don't know how Pimp C died, but he's pretty gone as well. But let's not talk about that. Now, Trill Burger is going to open up his first brick and mortar store since they had a contest. Good Morning America, Bun B presented his burgers in Good Morning America, and eventually they had a contest, and his burger won the best burger in America. But first, they won the best burgers in Texas. Now that he's got 2 awards under his belt, he's going to open it. I was thinking I would have thought he opened his restaurant by now, but no, they haven't found. At that time, they haven't found a place yet. They're operating, and there's operating in some outlets. But now, I've heard it, I've seen it. They're going to open their first brick and mortar store in Texas, with more locations to be determined. So he's got something going, Bun B, and this is a good thing for not just himself, but a lot of black-owned businesses that are opening in his area. And Bun B, I wish him the best, and I hope his burgers outsells the competition. It's going to be tough, though, especially in Texas, where I think with them a lot of fast food outlets, and the market for fast food is pretty much saturated in itself. So Bun B he's going to have a lot of competition with his Trill Burgers. But I'm sure his Trill Burgers is totally different from, say, the likes of McDonald's and Five Guys and Burger King and Wendy's, which I think have dominated or monopolized the competition, but especially McDonald's. So it'll be interesting to see how Bun B does. But I think he's heading in the right direction regarding opening up businesses, black-owned businesses, or a black-owned burger company, hamburger outlet. So, with that said, that is all I have for this live stream. Well, one more note I will talk about here, which is unlisted. Okay, I will talk about those later. And that's pretty much all I have for this live stream. Or maybe not. One more thing. Get past 10-minute mark on Note on Bun B. It's a good thing Bun B is marketing his Trill burgers, not just in Texas, but all across the United States, which he did with Good Morning America. And a lot of his his bandmates or his rap friends, Juvenile, Travis Scott, Busta Rhymes, they all tried his burger, and they're impressed. And if I come to the Houston, Texas area, I might stop by his place and try a burger. He's the second rapper after Master P to open up a burger place. So Master P opened up Big Papa Burgers around the New Orleans, Louisiana area. So it would be the second rapper to open up a burger place. And that's all I have for this live stream.